Such a pleasure to be here with you. Yeah, another beautiful day, another beautiful morning. Wanted to introduce to you a new practice. In addition to oil pulling, in addition to the cleansing of drinking water, so good. In addition to our breathing techniques, our Wim Hof, our alternate nostril breathing, our humming breath, which we can do again today. There's also something called morning pages that brings clarity to our minds by letting go of all the thoughts that have been stirring up in the last 24 hours. And in the morning, it's a beautiful clearing to just write down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes is probably best. I know our morning ritual is already an hour long, so I think we'll only probably spend 5 minutes with it this morning. But the intention is to just write automatically for those 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and clear the mind of whatever has accumulated in the last 24 hours. And that opens up the space in the mind for more creative, productive, enjoyable thoughts. So I encourage you to find a notebook, and my notebook that was right here has stepped away. So I'm going to go get that. And I want you to get a pencil, and if you don't have a notebook for now, just get a sheet of paper or two, and let's come back here in a minute, and let's learn how to write our morning pages. All right, come back. So let's pick that notebook. I like this red one. And it's got lines to write on. And let's spend 5 minutes. Just whatever comes to the mind. Nothing of importance needs to be there. Don't judge it. Don't feel like it needs to be better or have any critical thought about it either. There's nothing bad about it either. And let's just write and spend some time letting go of whatever thoughts we've got. So enjoy some writing for the moment. Morning pages. Today's date is the 16th of January. So I write January 16 morning pages. And if you can't think of what to write, just write, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write until whatever comes up, comes up. For those of us just joining us, we're doing morning pages. 5 minutes of automatic writing to let out whatever it is that we want to express. And we write it out on paper, and we do this every morning for 15 minutes, and it clears the mind of all the mental chatter and leaves space for our creative outlet. So write whatever comes up. It doesn't have to be smart or brilliant, or you don't have any critical thoughts about it. Just write automatically. You want to write about your dreams, what showed up in your dreams. And there we are, just finishing my sentence. My dreams can So spend 15 minutes of that every morning, and that'll clear your mind. And so if you haven't already, oil pull, drink your water. I like to use warm water. I drink half a gallon. I'm a big person, so for you it might just be 5 glasses. But I like to have one entire jar just because I know how much that is and I don't have to refill it. And I drink this twice a day, and that's the water that I drink every day. Rehydrates in the morning, and then I have a second half gallon, right, half an hour before dinner. And that's my water. I don't carry it around during the day. And I don't believe that we were evolved, or we evolved, these physical bodies evolved sipping water all day. I think we were more likely going down to the river and drinking once or twice a day, really drinking a lot of water, hydrating. We were also leaning forward, and I think the water actually goes into our throats and doesn't all drop to our stomachs. So if you want to actually experiment drinking, leaning forward, and letting the water kind of run into the system as we're leaning forward, like we're leaning down at the river, and putting water into our mouths, and see if that gives you a different kind of hydration than like leaning up or sitting up and drinking. But you can experiment with that. So let's enjoy our breathing for today. We've gone over and practiced earlier this week alternate nostril breathing. We've earlier in the week done B breath, B meditation, which induces a state of gamma by covering the ears, covering the eyes, and going. So we'll do that again today. And let's start off with our daily practice of the Wim Hof method, the immune building, brain activating, depression relieving breath work that is ancient, is been known for thousands of years, but what Wim Hof is doing is studying it, allowing science to study it, and he's made himself the example that they're studying. And so they've done MRI scans, I believe it's MRIs, or MRAs of his brain as he is doing his meditation. They're saying that his brain is activating a huge amount more than what the normal person does. And this is through this deep breathing technique. So it's 4 rounds of 40 breaths, and it's an intense inhale and a serene exhale 40 times. At the end of the 40th time, we exhale completely, all the way down to 0. Hold it at the bottom, which once we've oxygenated, we can hold for as long as you can go. And it doesn't have to be as long as I go, or it could be longer than I go, whatever. And at the end of that, hold it, and as long as you can, you inhale, hold for 15 seconds, and then that's the end of completion of the cycle. And at the end of the 4th cycle of 40, we're going to do push-ups while we do that. Exhale, hold. Okay? So for those of you who have been doing this with me, it's familiar. For those who are joining today, welcome, and looking forward to doing this with you. I use this Wim Hof breathing app, which you can find on the Apple Store, the App Store, and on Google Play. And I go to the breathing timer, because the breathing timer tells how long the retention is on the exhale. And so I like to keep track of that and see how I'm doing. So, all right, so let's begin. We're going to do a complete exhale. Down to 0 and start breathing. More. 5 more. 6. Exhale completely. Start your count. Retention timer. Hold for 15. Oh my God, that feels so good. Stretch. Oh my God, it feels so good. Oh, what a way to start a day. Oh, I love doing this with you every morning. Oh my gosh. Ready? All right, let's do round 2. All right, so we go complete exhale. And start breathing. Ten more. Complete exhale. We'll start the retention timer. Inhale, hold for 15. So good. Mm, mm. Wow. Okay. So we're ready for the third round. And I'm just imagining that cold shower coming up and just like, so good. Ah, so good. Ah. Mm. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you being here. I love you joining me on this journey, this beautiful journey of life. I pray to the divinity in you in this moment, in this moment. Okay, so ready for round 3. Let's do round 3. All right. Exhale completely. I'll just stay there. Last hand. Last one. Full exhale. Full inhale. Hold. So good. So good. So good. So good. Love doing this with you. All right, ready for the last round. Last round, we do 40 as we normally do, and then at the last, on the exhale and hold, we're going to do push-ups. I really like to do slow push-ups. Maximizes the effect of the push-up in the shortest amount of time. We get the most exercise, and we're holding our breath after doing these deep breaths. Incredible. And then we do the inhale, hold for 15 seconds. It's the end of our fourth round. All right, so let's begin. Ready? Exhale completely. All the stale air out. All the way down to 0. And in. Last 10. Last 5. Get ready for push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Last one, exhale. Retention timer. Inhale. Hold. Wow. Oh my God. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. beautiful way to start the morning, right? Oh my gosh. Well, I say now we read some I Ching. Our message from the universe. What to contemplate today. And then we can go into our 4-minute meditation. So let's do our I Ching. As you know, I like to read Brian Brown Walker's version of the I Ching. It's a beautiful translation. We go to the consult and we tap on our coins. $18.4. 18, coup, mountain over wind. Work on what has been spoiled, decay. A challenge to improvement. That which has been spoiled through neglect can be rejuvenated through effort. Receiving this hexagram is a sign that there is a defect in the attitude of oneself, another, or one society that should be corrected. Your task now is to bring conscientious thought and action to an area where stagnation has set in. Perhaps you engage in continual doubt about the wisdom of behaving according to proper principles. Perhaps you indulge in greed or vengeful thinking or a harsh manner. In any case, the time has come to root out the decay. The I Ching counsels us to work energetically at this task, but only after proper deliberation. We are advised to spend 3 full days in understanding the defect, another day in resolving sincerely to remove it, and then 3 more days watching carefully to ensure that it does not return. This steady application of attention to the matter is the wind that carries away stagnation and brings new life in its place. It is likely that the problem is an old one, and equally likely that no solution will be immediately evident. We are cautioned not to abandon the cause. Only perseverance will reveal the great reward that is concealed within the problem. Whether the fault lies in yourself, another, or your community, the requirement is the same. Watch closely while remaining quiet, innocent, and sincere. After you have clearly identified the problem, act unswervingly to eliminate it without abandoning gentleness and inner balance in the process. When this course is completed, good fortune will be met. And we receive the 3rd line. To proceed too vigorously in righting mistakes is to invite discord. However, no serious harm results as long as the imbalance is not excessive. More effort is better than less at this time. And further guidance from the Wei Wu Wei Ching. It is simple to become a sage. All that's required is to burn up, die, and cool into ashes. Rise early, then, and set fire to all you think and feel and believe. Look beyond the smoke of that pit into what is left. Emptiness filled with emptiness. Breathe it in, pour it out, circulating the oneness without stopping, endlessly renewing your determination, working steadily day after day, and year upon year, you'll find yourself alert, rested, and illuminated. A defect in attitude. Let's notice what comes up in our meditation in a moment on the defect in attitude and what we need to steadily work to resolve. And then a flavor on top of it for day to day is Ming. mountain over water. Youthful folly. Even the foolish can attain wisdom by modestly following the sage. Folly is a characteristic of youth. Those who have little experience generally exhibit little wisdom. This is true of us in a spiritual way as well. In comparison to the sage, we are babes in the woods. The hexagram man counsels us to utilize the I Ching as a lantern so that we may survive our youthful folly and travel safely through the woods of life. There is no shame in seeking guidance in life. A child is eager to be shown the way by his parents and teachers, and we are wise to recognize that in spiritual terms we are akin to children. Our success will come quicker if we find and follow a wise teacher. The sage is available to serve in this way for those who approach the I Ching with a sincere desire to learn and grow. To study the I Ching is to gain the perspective of the deity, to learn the cosmic lesson inherent in every situation that faces us. If we truly look for and strive to comprehend these larger lessons, we gain mastery over fear, doubt, and anxiety. We can learn from study of the I Ching to live in a state of understanding, contentment, and acceptance, but several things are required of us. The first is that we suspend our mistrust of the unknown and allow the sage to lead us. It is tempting to think that the I Ching might be just a book, merely words on paper, but there is more to it than this. To accept this is to recognize the sage and become receptive to his assistance. The second thing required of us is that we quiet the demands of our egos for comprehensive answers to our questions about life. The I Ching teaches us not how to get from A to Z, but how to get from A to B, then B to C, then from C to D. The sage travels step by step, dealing always with what is immediately at hand and bringing complete focus and concentration to the moment. By doing the same, we fall into step with and receive the help of the creative power of the universe. Lastly, we are required to unstructure our attitude. By abandoning strategies about people and situations, we let the past and future go and meet the present with an open mind. To be unstructured and to open is to allow the sage to guide us safely and joyfully through life. The image of Meng is that of a stream beginning to flow down a mountainside, filling each ravine and hollow place as it goes. If we persevere in following the sage, seeking the counsel of the I Ching, and filling in the gaps in our character as they are revealed, we will be led to lasting success in life. Further guidance from the Wei Wu Wei Ching. Do you find your spiritual practice pitiful and wanting? If Buddha were before you, would you be ashamed, afraid, shy, small? Wake up! The truth too large for words is that the Buddha is closer to you than that. You are the Buddha now. This entire world is just for you. All the teachings in this world is only for you. Accept this without further thought of whether you are good or bad, and just be responsible to it. This is the spirit you must bring to everything that you do. Be the Buddha now. And the Buddha is also the Christ, is the Krishna, is the prophet, is the sage. You are the Buddha, the Christ, the prophet, the sage. We all are, each one of us. And this journey of life is here for us. This is our journey. And with that, let's enjoy 4 minutes of meditation. And we'll go with the gongs of our insight timer. right number here. Excuse me. There we go. Okay. So our practice is to sit motionless. Our body is like a small child, it wants to move. That's our morning meditation. And so let's do some of our breathing exercises before the close of this morning. And let's do our bead breath, which is increasing the gamma frequency, our ability to go into gamma, which, as I said, if you watch Guy Babley's episode on Stanley's Superhuman, you'll see that he has telekinesis. So he's like moving objects with his mind, and they measured his brain. They showed a spike in gamma right before the objects move. So if you want to work on your telekinesis, do this. Okay. So we do these bottom three fingers together. We have our pointer fingers together and our thumbs out. And our thumbs push in with little tabs in the ears and close the ear canal on both sides. I'll just show you on one side. And then you cover your eyes with the bottom three, and then you put your finger on the forehead here. And you do that on both sides. And then you make a bee humming sound as you've closed your ear canal. It goes like, all right? So we'll do 8 cycles of that, all right? And notice what happens. Ready? How was that? Love to hear your comments. Feel free to chat or comment. If you're watching this in the recorded version, put in a comment. If you're online, feel free to chat. So, so good. And let's do our alternate nostril breathing, where the bee breath works on building gamma. The alternate nostril breathing, normally there's kind of a cicada between the left and right brain, 45 minutes each side of the brain typically. We have these blood-filled bags in our nasal passages, just like in our genitals, that when they fill with blood, they can create different shapes. And we can actually consciously control those bags just with a thought. We can direct the air directly to the back of our nasal passage. We could direct them up just by consciously saying, move up. The air goes up. We can say to the middle, and so on. And we can also consciously control which nostril is open. To begin though, I like to show people how to do it with their fingers, because you don't have to have that conscious control, although I bet you'll find out that you do have this conscious control. But just to give you an example of how to do it without, this is using the thumb and index finger to close one nostril or the other. And there are different patterns that we can do. I prefer the pattern where we exhale completely on the right, inhale completely, exhale completely on the right again, inhale on the right, and then we start going left, right, left, right. So we exhale on the left, and then inhale on the left, and then exhale on the right, and then inhale on the right, exhale on the left. And so we do that 9 times, all right? So we start by exhaling on the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, switch to the left, exhale on the left, inhale on the left, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the left, inhale on the left, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the left, inhale on the left, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the left, inhale on the left, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the left, inhale on the left. Now, if you want to practice with me doing it with pure conscious control, let's do that. Right? Can you feel it? Can you feel how it, like, you can actually control your nostrils like that precisely? It's amazing, right? And that balances the left and right brain, because normally we're typically in one dominant side or the other dominant side. And here this is saying, do them both at the same time. So a couple times throughout the day you can do that. You're sitting waiting at a bus stop, or you're sitting waiting for a meeting to get started, or you're about to make a phone call, an important phone call. You can spend a minute and do alternate nostril breathing, come back into the moment. Start with an inhale on the right, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the left. Inhale on the left, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, exhale on the left, inhale on the left, and you'll be in a balanced brain state, left and right brain all working together. So good. Well, it's 8 o'clock. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining again this morning. So good. I love spending time with you, and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Love you. Take care.